Language focus. Modal verbs. Given advice in the present or the future, we can use should, had better, or ought to plus the infinitive. You should drive carefully. You ought to drive carefully. You'd better drive carefully. And we can use shouldn't, had better not, or ought not to plus the infinitive. You shouldn't stay up late at night. You'd better not smoke heavily. Given advice in the past, we can use should have plus the past participle. You should have visited your ill friend. And we can use shouldn't have plus the past participle. You shouldn't have shouted at your mother. Study these synonyms carefully. Should plus the infinitive equals ought to, had better, I advise you to, if I were you I'd, it's advisable for somebody to, it's desirable for somebody to, it would be a good idea to, you'd rather, it's a good thing to. And all are followed by the infinitive. Shouldn't plus the infinitive equals I advise you not to, it's inadvisable for somebody to, you had better not, it's undesirable for somebody to, if I were you I wouldn't, it wouldn't be a good idea to, and all are followed by the infinitive. And of course, you'd rather not. In order to express obligation and necessity, we can use in the present must, has to, or have to, and all are followed by the infinitive. Ali must attend the party. He has to play the match. I have to sleep early. In the past, we use had to. I had to revise my lessons yesterday. In the future, we use will have to. I will have to study hard. To express lack of necessity, something which is not necessary, we use in the present needn't, don't have to, doesn't have to, don't need to, and doesn't need to, and all are followed by the infinitive. She needn't play the match. I don't have to buy a car. She doesn't need to have a taxi. In the past we use didn't have to, didn't need to, and needn't have plus the past participle. She didn't have to buy a new dress. She needn't have bought a new dress. In the future we use won't have to plus the infinitive. She won't have to go to work. Study the difference between she didn't have to buy a new dress, she needn't have bought a new dress. In the first sentence, it wasn't necessary, but she didn't, and she didn't buy a new dress. But in the second, it wasn't necessary, but she bought a new dress. Prohibition. To express prohibition, something which is prohibited or forbidden, we use mustn't plus the infinitive. You mustn't park in a no parking area. You mustn't smoke in hospitals. Study these synonyms carefully. Mustn't plus the infinitive equal, it's not allowed to, it's forbidden to, it's banned to, it's against the law to, it's prohibited. Now, rewrite the following sentences using the word in brackets. I advise you not to eat so many sweets. You shouldn't eat so many sweets. I advise you to go to the gym more often to keep fit. You should go to the gym more often to keep fit. You can't drive at more than 110 km/h on the motorway. You mustn't drive more than 110 kilometers per hour on the motorway. It's inadvisable to take medicine without asking your doctor. You shouldn't take medicine without asking your doctor. It's necessary for us to be economical. We must be economical. You mustn't park here. You are banned from parking here. And we can say parking here is banned. You mustn't smoke in the theater. Smoking is forbidden in the theater. You must leave at once. It's obligatory for you to leave at once. It would be a good idea to read a lot in your free time. You should read a lot in your free time. You mustn't exceed the speed limit. You are prohibited from exceeding the speed limit. Thanks for listening with Nafham. Learn easily and simply.